Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This is Mani Karthik here. In this episode, we're going to talk about links and link building. Let's go. So before we start off, there are a couple of things we need to clear. So when we talk about links and link building, a lot of people think that link building is all about acquiring as many links as possible. And this all happened because back in the 90s or late 90s, when Google was in the young stages, it was pretty evident that the more links you had to your website, the more popular you would become. So what that meant was that if you had a new website, in order for you to show up on Google search results for any particular keyword that you were interested in, all you had to do was just keep on adding backlinks to your website. Backlinks is nothing but other websites linking to your website. So what people did was, just like a video game, they just kept on adding more and more links to their website, like for example from directories, blog commenting, and every other way possible. So it was very easy to game Google at that point of time, and a lot of people still think that that's how Google works, which is not true. So when we talk about link building, please don't think about it as a way to game Google or gaming the system. It doesn't work like that anymore, because Google has obviously improved over the couple of years, and what it's become today is this really smart way of telling people what is the best search results. So for example, if you're searching something on Google, Google's intent is to give you what matches your search intent. For example, if you're searching for black shoes, what Google is trying best from its platform is to serve you results that is best suited or matching your intent. So for example, if you're searching for black shoes and your intent is to buy black shoes, or maybe your intent is to research on black shoes, Google is trying to find out what is your search intent. So if it is research, your results might be in one way. If it is buying, then your results will be in another way. So let's say, for example, you have a website that is selling black shoes and that product is not available on Amazon, and Google after a while figures out that, oh, wait a minute, we know this website which has products that is not available on Amazon. So a lot of people go to Amazon but end up buying black shoes only from this particular website. So maybe next time when somebody is searching for black shoes, we should show this particular website along with Amazon. So that is the kind of thing that Google is trying to do. So you can't really game Google in any way as it happened back in those days. So let's get that out of the way first and foremost, okay? So the second thing is that it's not about number of links anymore. So like I mentioned, today it's all about quality. And when I talk about quality, it becomes a little bit vague and blurred, I know, but it is the way it is, because Google and other search engines are trying best to invest in new technology that will find out what is the search intent and is trying to give the best results for him or her. But what we are trying to do as webmasters or website owners is trying to make sure that our website shows up on Google on the first page for whatever search term you want to rank for. But I think it's high time we think about this from a different perspective. So instead of thinking about a particular keyword and the search results and your website, you should probably think about the keyword and the search intent behind it, and whether the search result is tailored to fit into that search intent or not. So for example, if you had a website earlier, what you would do in terms of link building is get as many links as possible, which is why a lot of people do this guest blogging thing. If you didn't know, what they do is they go asking other people about, hey, can I post this article on your website? All you have to do is just add this one link into that article so that my website get the link. And so they kept doing this. It's kind of become a video game sort of thing where you're just gaming the system. So I don't really know why people do that anymore, because it doesn't work. But some people are still stuck in time, and that's why they keep doing it. What you have to do today is to invest on branding and recall and the quality of your website. It's very difficult to define what that quality is, because Google keeps saying quality, but there's only so many things we can assume is quality. I mean, there are a lot of things that we don't even know. I mean, so basically somebody were to tell you that they know how Google worked and they know how to game the system, what that meant was he was probably smarter than an engineer at Google, which is very unlikely, right? So all we can do as SEOs and webmasters is just sit here and keep guessing as to why Google is doing the things they do and how Google works. But at the same time, Google is also evolving on a daily basis. They're updating their algorithms every day, and they're becoming better and better to give you the best results. So we can only do a catch-up game to Google and other search engines. So basically, as website owners, what we need to do is invest your time into building quality websites, which, I mean, you can define quality in certain ways. For example, invest in good branded websites. For example, when you search something on Google, you'll get sometimes the best results are not the best results. I mean, there are a lot of examples on Twitter and other forums where people discuss about, hey, why is Google showing me these results when I was searching for something else? So Google is not perfect. They're also trying to figure out things, and there are some things, obviously a lot of SEOs are trying to manipulate things, and sometimes they creep into the results as well. But the moment Google finds it out, they will, chuck them out of the first results. But still, there are a lot of bad results happening. So Google wants to avoid those kind of experiences for users and give them the best results possible. So you have to figure out how can you be worthy enough to be in that first page results. So one way to do that is invest in your branding. For example, make sure that you have nice colors, your logo, and your overall experience is great so that people remember your website. I mean, that's something that we all can invest our time in and figure out, right? I mean, all you have to do is find out what the best UX is, a good theme, and the loading experience. So all of this actually makes an impression. Sometimes you go to a website and you're like, how come I didn't know about this website earlier on, because I've never seen this on Google. So you have to have that kind of experience for your website readers or users. And if you can do that on a consistent basis, then I'm pretty sure that Google will be happy to add you into their good books, or maybe even show you more often on the search results pages. So more than the branding part, you can also invest in making sure that you have a good fast loading website, so that way there's no delay, and everybody hates delays, and people would love your website if it's faster. And of course, relevant information. And one wrong thing a lot of people do is they pick up a keyword and do SEO the traditional way, which is like, for example, black shoes. And they say, oh, let's write about black shoes, write about everything possible about black shoes. That in a way is over optimization. It's trying to manipulate Google. It's not trying to cater to your user's intent. You're not trying to see what was this person trying to search and what was this person trying to do online by searching for black shoes. So if you could find that, if you could get into that person's head who is searching for this particular search term and deliver everything in terms of content to make him happy or solve his problem in life, then you are making a difference. You're not doing any good for you, not the person who's searching and finding your website, by just writing about black shoes 101, black shoes this, black shoes that. That doesn't work. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. If you could do that, your competitor also can do that, right? And everyone else also can do that. So that's not what makes your website unique. So invest your time in creating unique experiences that solves an issue or a problem for the person who is searching for something. So you're basically catering to the search intent and not the search keyword itself, which is what people used to do back in those days of SEO. And that's why all this link building with, all kinds of spam tactics happened. So quit doing that. And what I would suggest you to do is forget about link building as a way to get more links, but get more authority. That's what you should focus on. Because for example, let's say you're a new blog and everyone who comes to your website should be like, why didn't I come across this website in the last couple of years? I haven't seen this website. This is so nice. How did I miss it? If you can get that feeling, that is what makes your website special. And then I'm pretty sure that everything else will just fall into place. Links and people mentioning you on Facebook, social media, everywhere. That's just a natural thing. Like for example, this is one article I remember I wrote, which if you search for 90s India, 90s India, you'll find that on the first page of Google somewhere. And that is something I wrote not for SEO, but something that I really enjoyed when I wrote it. And what happened afterwards was just natural, because people started linking me left and right, sharing on social media, comments. All of that happened because that content was really good and it was like emotionally charging. It would take you back to the early 90s and back to your childhood and everything. People love that kind of stuff. So as opposed to if I wrote an article about 90s India, 80s India, 70s India and a long history and all that, do you think I'll be able to rank for 90s India as a keyword? I mean, that wasn't my intention in the first place at all. That happened as an after effect. So what I'm saying is invest in websites that other people or users will recommend your site to others for, like for example on WhatsApp, social media, wherever else possible. If they are beginning to share your website, if they are telling about your product or your service to other people, if they're recommending your product and service to other people, that means that there's something special in you. And then the links will just come automatically as an after effect. So don't focus on link in the first place, because that'll make it, I mean, it's so boring, right? Like just getting links from some random articles all over the internet. That's just boring. Like, who are these people linking to us? At some point in time, you'll be like, I don't want these people linking to me. So let me just clear out all these links. So let's not do that. Focus on link building from a different perspective from now on. Focus on your website, creating better experiences, and forget about links and number of links and all that. Even forget about the quality of links, like domain authority and all that. Let that all happen on its own. So in the next episodes, we will talk about a couple of different link building strategies as such, which is basically some creative things you can do to get these links or get people talking about your website, let's say, in the next episode. So until then, this is Mani Karthik signing off.